All right. What's going on, everybody? And you see, I got Zoe with me here. High five, Zoe. High five. You want a treat for that, don't you? All right. Yeah, welcome everybody. And I see we already got about 15 people online. So that is awesome. If you hit that like button real quick, maybe that'll shoot us up the algorithm and get more people to jump on. Let me start out by saying hi to everybody. Tim was first online today, and then we had Seg right after him. Moonlight Adventures with Josh and Chastity, and they'll play an important role in this show. You'll understand why later. And we have IRL ship spotting here again. Great to see you all again. And let's see here. Jason is here. Jason, cool. We got Ken Pascal. What's going on? And I hope I didn't skip any. Will G is here. Good to see you again, Will. That's a good bingo. And they say hi to you. So say hi back. I haven't taught her that yet, but Dana Ford, welcome. Frankie Floyd, good to see you again, sir. Michael Allen. And Zoe is she's very interested in what's beside me. It's not so much she wanted to get up here. But Cheryl, good to see you. Nick, great to see you as well. Kakins, we got Chris here. Z is here. What is going on? We got IR. Oh, I already said IR. And Suzanne. And Suzanne actually brings me to one of the main topics we're going to talk about tonight. And that was the event that happened with Carnival this week. Some of you may not have heard about it, but Suzanne put me in the loop before anybody, and I didn't score anything, but well, we'll talk about that in just a minute. And Ben has just checked in, and Sherry, and I'm glad to see Sherry has checked in with her husband Jay, and anybody that lives on the East Coast that is in the path of the hurricane. We send you all our best, and I know you're bracing and hoping that the hurricane dissipates, and that's our hope as well, obviously. So, I know some cruise ships had to navigate around the hurricane, and it's again, it's we just keep getting more and more of this crazy weather. And I mean, I know hurricanes are more of a common thing now about this time of year, but you always hope that it's not going to be a big issue or anything bad. I know where Sherry and Jay live, they had a lot of damage, from a recent hurricane, in the past year or so. And we just, I mean, obviously you feel for people that have to go through that and have to rebuild and get their homes destroyed and things like that. So hopefully it's nothing more and dissipates down to like a tropical storm or something. So we're sending you all our best there. And let's see. We got Carnival Cruise Addicts. And they say Southwest Florida here. Dodged a bullet today. Well, that's great to hear. And hopefully everybody in Florida, has dodged a bullet, and there's no injuries, of course, and certainly no deaths and no major damage. So it's good to see you here, by the way, Carnival Cruise Addicts. We have T-Bode on the go as well. And let me just get in real quick because Carnival Cruise Addicts is one of the 3 people that already entered into our super chats for this week. We had Rick W., who had 1 through 5 last week. And remember, anytime you do a super chat, if we don't draw that very night for that, whatever super chat you were involved in, you get carried over. So we have 30 super chats already carrying over. Rick W. has 1 through 5. Cruise Addicts has 6 through 20. And Joanne P. has 21 through 30. So if we get up to 100 in super chats, which we did that and then some last week, we will do another shirt drawing and give away a Coach Cruise shirt. I have the old school. This is the original Coach Cruise shirt right here that I have on, but this was more of the upgrade, I guess you could say. When we went to this, it was a little more defined logo, and that's the newer style. And look at that, Sherry, awesome. Thank you so much. And she's getting us there real fast. And in addition, I forgot to mention um, that also gets Zoe a treat here. So I have these beef sticks that Zoe, you see her how intently she's looking at that. So high five for Sherry. High five for Sherry. Another high five. There you go. You go enjoy that. So she's going to hop down and enjoy that. And what that does for me is I get a shot, and we are finishing off this bottle of Buffalo Trace. You see it's almost gone. If by some chance we get through it, we got a new bourbon called Smoke Wagon that we haven't had on the show before. And I wish I could get some bourbon companies to sponsor me as much bourbon as I drink on these Tuesday night lives, courtesy of all of you buying shots. That would be kind of cool. I guess I should try, huh? All right. And Sherry, cheers to you. And again, all of you down in Florida, I hope, everything, the weather goes by and a big old rainbow comes out with a beautiful sunset behind. How about that instead? All right, here we go. And thanks again, Sherry. All right. Buffalo Trace is pretty good stuff. It doesn't hit you too hard, but it's Joanne. And Joanne, I just mentioned you in case you didn't hear. Your numbers 21 through 30 you carried over from last week as well. And so that puts Sherry, that puts her at 31 through 80. 31 through 80. So we only have 20 more to go, and we'll do that shirt drawing today. I think we're going to make it with a start like that. Bourbon sponsorship would be awesome. Yes, it would. Tim, I agree with that 100%. That's a good bingo, good stuff, and affordable. Yes, I see you're a bourbon drinker as well. DC brother, it's great to see you here. And Justin has made it back. I have been quite well, Justin. I rushed home. I had practice with my girls flag football. I'm coaching right now. And we lost our first game, unfortunately. Got a second chance this weekend. But they're working hard, and they're a lot of fun. So I had practice, and like I said, I rushed home and had about 45 minutes to get ready. And here we are, going to have some fun. So let's get into some of that fun. I had a would you rather question that I was thinking about, and we got 34 of you online. So let's knock out one of those would you rather questions. Would you rather go? So like if you're, and I know, I know some of you don't even do, deck parties at all, but if you were going to do one, okay, would you rather go to White Night? The White Night, and let's just assume it was going to be great music, everything else like that. Would you rather do White Night, Neon Night? So you dress up a neon, have all the glowing stuff going. A 20s theme, like a roaring 20s. So everybody dresses up like in roaring 20s style, and you have a party, theme going around that. An 80s theme or other. So you have 4 choices or other. If it's other, put what the other is. So White Night, Neon Night, a 20s theme, or an 80s theme. Which of those 4 would you most like to dress up and join in the fun, join in the party? That is the question for would you rather. Which of those would you rather do? And throw that in the comments. All right. So 80s, neon and 80s, 3 out of 4. We started with the 80s. 20s would be cool. Suzanne says other at the Alchemy. What if the party is at the Alchemy, Suzanne? Then what are you going to pick then? How about that? We got a 70s. So we got an other there, 70s disco. Michael says 80s. We have this little cough that won't go away. JNS other, and welcome to the show. Mega Deck Party after Cozumel. Okay, Justin Neon, Bless Nettie, White Night. Tim says 80s. Oh, I changed my answer to Suzanne's Alchemy. Okay, and I revert back to my comment from Suzanne. All right. Cheryl says 80s. Ken, 80s. Man, there is so much 80s love. I always make fun of, like the 80s, and I love the 80s. Don't get me wrong. I love the 80s, but it's like at Carnival, they've had this 80s party, this 80s rock and glow for so long. I'm just like, okay, when are they going to change it? When's it going to be, like a 90s or something like that? Or, they just, I don't think they're ever going to get rid of that 80s party, right? At least not before I leave this earth. Suzanne says white at the Alchemy. All right. And I'm all about the Alchemy, so I totally can relate to that. Oh, this is a tough one here. Now, not all of you have cruised with these cruise directors. Sit. High five. Good girl. Not all of you have cruised with these cruise directors, but if you have, or just what you've heard about them or seen of them, I'm going to give you some tough choices here. And there is an other. You can put other and list whoever that other is. Now, the one exception about the other that I will say is that it has to be somebody currently working with Carnival. So I'm talking Carnival cruisers now. Somebody that's actually current, that it's possible for you to cruise right now. So all you Matt Mitchum fans out there, cool off. You can't say Matt Mitchum. It's got to be somebody that's currently working as a cruise director right now for Cheers. So here's your choices: Kendall Fire, Lee Mason, Cookie, or other. Would you rather, if all things are equal, same itinerary, same quality ship, everything, let's assume everything's equal, would you rather cruise with, as a cruise director, Kendall Fire, Lee Mason, Cookie, or another cruise director that is not one of those three? All right. Cruise Addict says Lee, no question. Ali D, Cookie, exclamation point. JNS, Cookie. Ken, Lee. So far, it's 2-2. Suzanne, other. Leon was fun on the Glory. That's cool. That's a good bingo. Other. Hey, Alex. All right. Lee Mason all the way. Lee, 100%. Sherry, Cookie. Kendall, the first Kendall. Bless Nettie, the Flying Scotsman. Lee all day. Lee. Wow. Other and Mark Q. I'm really surprised by this. We had one Kendall Fire, and Kendall just got awarded the Jubilee. I thought there'd be so much Kendall Fire love, but most of you are saying Lee, and I mean, there's a cousin Cookie. Okay, Flying Side. Wow, this one, I like doing these would you rather's. It's much fun for me as it probably is for you, or more fun for me, I should say. Mark Q's gotten a little love. I think that's at least his second vote there, because I haven't cruised with them yet. Will G says Lee Mason. They're all great in their own way. And Ollie D, I would agree with you on that. Dana Ford will be staying with Kendall Fire in January for the first time. And yeah, she's very good. I'm just surprised that she didn't get more love. I've cruised with her, and she's my favorite female cruise director. But yeah, Sherry says I like Lee, but Cookie is a hoot. And Lee and Cookie, I love them both. They're just awesome, both of those guys. Just great human beings, both of them. Graham Costigan Cripps. I've had Cookie on my first cruise and on September 24th. Lee cannot wait on the Celebration. And Graham, that is my next ship too. I'm also on the Celebration, but on Thanksgiving. So, yeah, well, that was a good one. And like I said, that was kind of surprising. So speaking of, and a lot of people are always asking me, well, what's your next cruise? When are you cruising next? This and that. So, my next cruise, as I just mentioned, is Thanksgiving on the Carnival Celebration. Now, I looked at the itinerary right before I came on, and I'm going to tell you, I was a little disappointed, except for one of. Now, normally I book my cruises, and I don't care. Like, a lot of people will say, "Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going?" I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna be on a cruise. I don't care. Like I'm just happy to be on a cruise, and that's very much true. That is very much true. But in this case, the last couple cruises I've been on, it seems like the last 3, almost 4. I don't know if that's true or not, but it just seems like every cruise I've been on recently has gone to Amber Cove. honestly, I'm tired of Amber Cove. I mean, it's a great place and all that, but if I'm going to go to one port over and over again, I want to go somewhere like Cozumel. I just Amber Cove. There's not enough excursions and things like that I think are as good as some of these other ports that you could go to. So I'm a little disappointed going to Amber Cove, but again, I'm going to be on a cruise, so I'm going to have an awesome time regardless. And even if I stay on the ship, it's going to be awesome. So no worries. And San Juan, I've been to San Juan. It feels like the last 3-4 cruises, and it's just like, okay, nothing wrong with San Juan at all, but I want to go somewhere different. And then finally, I haven't been to St. Thomas since it'll be a year at least since I've been to St. Thomas. So I will really look forward to that last port. Just pray the weather is good and it's beautiful and can really enjoy it. Now, I did mention at the beginning of the show that we were gonna tie in Moonlight Adventures into this show, and you'll understand why. We're going to be doing something together a little later on tonight, as a matter of fact. And so let me go up and read some of these questions. We'll be saying, okay, still looking at the Kindle Fire questions. Jackie Tang. I'm looking for, what, Carnival Cruise Addicts, I'm following Jackie Tang on social media, and he looks really fun. I'm looking forward to that. So let's see. Yeah, Sherry says that's why I stay on the ship and drink and relax. And that's what I did the most recent time I was in Amber Cove, Sherry. Cozumel is awesome. Yeah, I love Cozumel. Like, I could go there, honestly, every week, and I'd be cool with it. North Shore Travelers. We got Eric from North Shore Travelers. Great to see you here, Eric. And he just bought a new drone, and he sent me some video footage of his drone. And I didn't realize where he lived, but it's like he's got all these acres of forest all around him. So he's got this beautiful home. And then I saw some of the drone footage that he sent me, and I'm like, man, how many acres do you have? And it's just woods and woods, and that's some good living that he's got going on there. So very cool. Welcome, Eric and North Shore Travelers. Jimbo says, I was just at Cozumel a few days ago, but curious why Coach likes it. Okay, I like it for a lot of reasons, Jimbo. The reasons I like Cozumel, let me tell you. One, beautiful water. I love any port that has beautiful water, because if you have beautiful water, then you're going to enjoy a beautiful beach probably, right? So a lot of beautiful beach areas in Cozumel. Cozumel is also a very cheap beach all-inclusive day. So there's so many all-inclusives. All of you that have been to Cozumel, if you've been there more than once, chances are you've gone to an all-inclusive. I mean, Mr. Sancho's is probably the most notable one, but Paradise Beach and a couple others, Nachi Kokum, there's several others, but it's like $65, all you can drink, all you can eat, and the food is like really good. It's not like really cheap, crappy food. I mean, you're getting some quality tacos. I know, like at Paradise Beach, you're getting some quality tacos. The coconut shrimp at Mr. Sancho's is phenomenal. I mean, Paradise Beach, one of the things I like is they don't just bring you some little bottle of beer. They bring you like a 40-ounce beer, and they're just like, here, and they bring you a bucket of ice. And it's just really cool. So, and then another thing about Cozumel, and not everybody has done this, but they have this beautiful, beautiful place called El Cielo. And it's like this beautiful natural sandbar in the middle of the ocean. And I mean, you can stand waist deep in water. And I mean, I call it the world's most beautiful tailgate, because you'll see like 50 boats just parked up on the sandbar, and everybody just standing out in the water, having chips with fresh made ceviche and guacamole, and drinking tequila and drinking beers and everything, and listening to music, and just out there partying, having a great time. So it's very cool. And look at this. We got Joanne, and she just brought us to 100 Look at that, Joanne. Thank you so much. You are 81 through 100, and we have an even 100. Now, check this out. Usually we have about 10 or more people involved in the drawing here, but we only have 5. No, actually, we only have 4. We only have 4 because, Joanne, you're twice. So Rick W is 1 through 5. Cruise Addicts is 6 through 20. Joanne P. And you know what? We got to get here, Zoe. Come here. We're going to take care of this first before I forget. Zoe, come here. Come on. All right. So you got a beef stick courtesy of Joanne. So I know you're going to give her a high five for that. Give her another one. Give her another one. Well, how about another one? How about another one? There you go. Get the other hand. All right. So Zoe gets a treat, and then I get a treat, which is another shot of Buffalo Trace. So we take care of that right now. And thank you once again, Joanne. And yeah, $15 will get a treat. $15 or more will get a treat and a shot. And here's my second shot of Buffalo Trace. First one being from Sherry, and the second one here being from Joanne. Thank you both so much. We got Bill from Warm Strong Adventures here also. And there's Rick. Okay, Rick, so you're in the drawing. Let me go through the numbers once again here. Or I didn't go through it, so let me go through it this time. All right, so Rick is 1 through 5. Cruise Addicts is 6 through 20. Joanne P is 21 through 30. Sherry is 31 through 80. And then Joanne P, again, 81 through 100. All right, so you see I just have some emails down here, but the random number will pop up at the top up here. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100.
The answer is 42.
The answer is 42. Let's see who 42 is, and that is Sherry. She had numbers 31 through 80. So congratulations, Sherry. And I know you know my messenger, so message me and let me know what size shirt, what color you would like, and we will take care of that. Now, I have mentioned Moonlight Adventures a couple times tonight, and that is because we are getting together tonight, and hopefully I'll be somewhat sober by that point. I can't promise anything. And you know what? Let me take a little drink, and then I'm going to invite a guest on here. I'm taking a big drink because I keep bringing this big monster on, and that is a monster. But the next $15 or more super chat, I will be pouring that in my Yeti cup here, along with, hopefully there's room to pour some Coke on top, Coke Zero, that is. But I didn't have enough room, and that's why I took such a big drink, and that's why I didn't do that earlier, is because this thing was still full. All right, so I'm going to bring a new guest on, and this guest and I will be appearing on their show shortly. But I'm going to bring on Josh from Moonlight Adventures real quick here. And there he is.
Hey.
What's going on, Josh?
What's up, everybody? How's it going, Coach?
Good, man. And, just doing shots over here, having a good time. And I'm going to be joining Josh on his show shortly after mine. And I'll let him explain more of that right now while I get to drink.
Sure. So, hey, Jason. Hello, Joanne and everyone there in the chat. So we have Mike Gormley and I from the Naughty Cruiser Travels. We have a podcast, and it's on Spotify. We have 2 episodes, and Coach will be our 3rd rendition of the episodes. Very excited to have the illustrious Brad Dowling, the coach, to come on. Biggest name we've had so far.
Well,
we're not worthy, in the words of Wayne and Garth, but yeah, we're super excited, and we would encourage everyone to come over and listen. It's been really fun and really cool so far. It's something a little different. So, we're both fans of the Joe Rogan Experience and how that podcast takes place. So we have it in that kind of format. Our moderators will talk with folks in the chat. We don't engage the chat. We're not being mean. It's just so it fits the podcast format correctly, and it's just a flowing conversation between us and the guest. And the idea is, we all know our favorite channels. We know our favorite creators, and we know them from a travel and YouTube perspective. But what we don't know is what they're really like. So this is kind of a glimpse into what they're like in real life. And I can validate that Coach is an awesome dude. It's not just an act. He is what he is on the screen and when we're out drinking in Norfolk. So, but yeah, we're really excited, and that goes on at 9:30 tonight, at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central.
Okay, so the podcast, and I'm not even sure about this myself, but so like, is that a video and an audio, or strictly an audio?
So initially, it's just a live stream. So we start live, and then I take the recorded video and audio, and it goes on to Spotify in both an audio and video format. It also gets loaded onto Nadia and I's podcast playlist on YouTube.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's an adventure. It's more work than I thought it would be, as far as like rendering out an audio video format for Spotify, but it's been fun. It's been fun. Building subscribers, or it's actually followers over there, is a little more difficult. I think you need a good library. It's probably best if you build your library first and then release it. But we're fine with it. We're doing it for fun and just see where it goes.
So if to listen live, they have to go straight to the podcast, right?
It's live via YouTube.
So
Yeah.
They'll be able to see it.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
I pulled down the recording from StreamYard and utilize that for the audio and the video. So the audio, it's really cool because Spotify now, the audio and the video will show up. Like if you're in your car, it just pulls the audio out and you hear the audio. If you're watching it on the computer, you'll get the audio and video.
All right. So I mean, so if anybody wants to watch a half hour after we're finished tonight.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So half hour after it, I'll release it onto YouTube. It'll be in the next couple days that it actually shows up in Spotify. It takes, I don't know, probably about 4 hours of work to render out everything for it to be acceptable on Spotify.
So if you want to throw your link on there in the comments,
sure.
And that way, if anybody wants to come watch me, I'm probably be slurring my words really good by then. I don't know if that'll be good for Josh, but
we'll take it however we can get it, man. We're good.
Yeah. So yeah, Josh will throw that in the comments there, for you can click on the link or go check them out on Moonlight Adventures on YouTube, and yeah. And while we're on it, and that's just popped up there, but I wanted to thank Carnival Cruise Addicts, and then because they just did another super chat, and you saw I poured that big mega shot. That was like a 2-shotter. Come on, Zoe. But we got to give a high five for Cruise Addicts. So sit down. And a high five, and another high five, and another high five. And how about high five with this arm? This arm over here. This paw.
High five.
Let's get this other paw. Get this other paw some work. Okay, I don't think that one's gonna paw. But she gave you about 6 high fives there, Cruise Addicts. And then we had Rick jump in also with the $2 super chat. Thanks so much. So we're on our way to next week already. Giving away another shirt, or it could be later tonight. I mean, if we get crazy, I probably won't be able to get out of this chair if that happens. But we are 22 in already to our next shirt giveaway. And look at that. Rick says, "I'll subscribe to Moonlight Adventures." So you got another subscriber there, Josh.
We'll try not to let you down.
Good deal
Give you
there.
a little.
Yeah, he's got all the audio stuff going on over there and everything. So very cool. And thanks for that, Rick. And so, Josh, tell us about some cruises and other cruise related news that you're interested in right now, and any thoughts on the whole cruise landscape out there.
I mean, so I can't remember if it was today or yesterday. I know it was recently. The new island, so Celebration Key with Carnival. Pretty excited about that. They're supposed to try and give Coco Key, however you want to say it, a run for their money. So we'll see. I really enjoyed Coco Cay when we were there. However, it's to each their own. What I really liked about Coco Cay was that you had the chill island, you had the thrill island, and you could kind of separate yourself from the madness if you wanted to. I'll be interested to see how Carnival does it.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, I was just going to say, I'll be interested to see if they can even come close to matching that Coco Cay, because that Coco Cay looks insane. I'll be honest, I haven't been there yet, but just from the little tours and things that I've seen, like the giant water slides and stuff like that, I mean, it just seems like it's going to take a lot for Carnival to even come close to that. So
the ambiance pulling into that place is like, some sort of evil overlord's deserted island that they've taken over. I mean, like, it's not it's just the size of that place, and the big water slide tower. It's just like, could you imagine just floating around out there and not knowing that these things exist, and you like it's like Kong Island or something sitting out there.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I wanted to mention, what are your thoughts? Because Suzanne, and I mentioned this right when Suzanne logged on today, Suzanne messaged me, and she's a coach cruiser, and we met on a cruise a couple years back. And anyway, she said, hey, they have Cheers going for like $70 now or something like that. And she messaged me, and I saw the message of, about 7:30 in the morning. I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday. And of course, I jumped on all my book cruises, and I'm like, let me try to get in on this. And they caught it pretty quick because it was only like an hour after she had sent me that message. And she was fortunate enough to get in on some of those deals. Well, I say fortunate because you didn't know if they were going to honor it or not. And if they would have, then she would have been really fortunate. But yeah, they had said too many had been sold or something like that. I got some kind of a message like that. So what do you think Carnival should have honored that, or should they have done more? Did they do enough? I mean, should people be upset they didn't get that?
I mean, so, I'm a program manager, and I deal with vendors a lot on the government side. And, I say a lot of things all the time to vendors. It's like, hey, it's the cost of doing business. I don't think you take it out on your customers. I think you, appropriately discipline whoever caused the glitch, or, whether that be an employee or a vendor that's providing them the software. And that's usually how we would do it from a program management perspective. Is if we go and do something and it costs us in some way, we try to monetize that, go back to the vendor and say, you owe us some consideration. So I would like to see, especially since Carnival is trying to, and I'm a Carnival stockholder, honoring that. I think that would go a long way in the public perception of Carnival. But we'll see. I mean, they are trying to. At the end of the day, they're for profit. So
yeah, they didn't. That's the thing.
Oh, they didn't.
But Suzanne, I didn't know what compensation they gave, and Suzanne was the person that's up on the screen there. She's the one that had messaged me, and she said I got a 10% discount for one cruise.
Hey,
that was it. You would think they could do. I mean, honestly, I was thinking they were going to get something like a 20%, at least 20%.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
10%.
even at 10%, though, like if you're taking a transatlantic or something like that, that's a pretty big deal.
If you're taking an 8 to 10 day cruise, that's going to be over $100. But I thought it would be at least 20%. And I mean, I'm not even losing out because I didn't get in on it anyway. But Tex got in on it as well. Yeah, they just got the 10% as well. I was hoping, since I tried to get in on it, that I would get that discount because I have Cheers on every one of my things. So I'd have been happy with even 10% on one of them. And I do have a Journeys cruise next summer, so I sure would have used it for that. But it is.
I'm wanting to do one of those Journeys cruises, Panama Canal or something like that.
Right. Suzanne Royal made the same mistake a few years ago and honored it. So she's calling Carnival out like, hey, Royal honored it. You guys gave us 10%.
You got all the hookups, man. You need to get a hold of your boys over there and be like, hey, what's up with this? Get a hold of John Held.
People think that. I don't have hookups that people think that I have. I really don't. Let's see. I need to make money as a shareholder. Not sure 10% discount is good enough, but I don't think they should honor the full price. Yeah. I mean, I honestly, the way I look at it, I think I look at it more like you, Josh. Like I feel like percentage-wise, number of cruisers who actually got in on that is probably so minuscule in the whole scheme of things that, you know what, they got a lotto ticket and they hit, and you know what, if it's a few thousand, I mean, the amount of money they make, but at least better than 10%. I mean, I feel like they could have done better than 10%.
I mean, and they got some publicity and some advertisement out of it. I mean, it was, at least for half a day, that was the buzz going around, in cruising. So, I mean, we even put a short out about it, a little Michael Scott meme, it's like, when he, this is the worst when Carnival realizes what they did.
Oh, and I wanted to mention, I don't know if you saw it in the comments, but I think it was Joanne. Yep, there it is. There. So you got at least 2 new subscribers.
Wow!
Joanne,
thank you guys. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. So, and North Shore Traveler says now following on Spotify too. Okay. Rick says, as a Diamond Plus in Royal Caribbean, I get 5 free drinks a day. I quit buying the drink package. Yeah. I mean, I have heard about that, like, getting some free drinks. If you're not a big drinker, and you can get 5 free ones and then just buy a couple if you go over that, that seems like a pretty good thing. And that's really, really taking care of your loyal customers. So,
do you know if Carnival, with the Celebration Key thing coming up, are they going to honor drink packages on the island?
Yeah, you know what? I doubt that they do, just because they don't on a Half Moon Cay.
Yeah,
they don't on a Half Moon Cay, and that's one of the things that I've suggested. So, like, I have this. It's one of my better reviewed videos, actually, but I have the Cheers package and how to take best advantage of it. For any of you out there that haven't seen, that video, go to my video library and you could check it out. If you're somebody that's on the fence about buying the Cheers package or whatever, I really try to explain everything and give you the pros and cons and some ways of, maximizing that package. One of the best ways that I suggested to maximize that package is bringing like a thermos, like a nice size thermos that might hold 30 to 40 ounces or whatever. And you get 15 drinks a day if you're on the Cheers package. So if you're going to somewhere like Half Moon Cay, you can go down to the bar, and I mean, you have to wait 5 minutes in between each drink. if you get a cool bartender, sometimes they'll say, "Here, I'll just give you 2 drinks, and I'll ring the second one up later," or something like that. Um, but you could sit there with your thermos, and if you don't feel good about sitting at the bar with your thermos and pouring it in, go grab a table somewhere, and then just go up, get your drink, come back, and pour yourself 5, 6 drinks in that thermos, and then go to Half Moon Cave or someplace like that, or go to the beach. If you don't want to, spend a bunch of money at the beach bar buying drinks, get 5 or 6 of them on the ship, pour them in your thermos there, and then now you've just saved however much money that you would have paid for those drinks, and it's part of your cheers package. So now your cheers package isn't going to waste while you're in port that day. And a lot of people, I mean, that, like I said, that's one of my more well-reviewed videos, and a lot of people subscribe because of that video.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a lot of other tips and stuff in there too. So if you're one of those people out there that, is on the fence about cheers, most people, like, once they've done cheers, if they're drinkers, they're like all the time cheers after that. It's really if you're in between and what you're going to do.
We support the cheers package.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. And yeah. And like, I wish you all would have done that magic cruise with us. I remember,
me too.
Remember we talked about it. Allowing selected days for cheers package, like choose 4 days out of 7. Yeah, Tex, I doubt they ever will do that because, because obviously, and his suggestion, like, let's say you only have 3 port days. I think the obvious thing is you're going to choose the sea days, right, to do your drink package. And the port days, you're going to get back on the ship. You're going to be tired. You can just buy a couple drinks on your own. So, yeah, Tex, I agree with you. I don't think that they will ever do that. Miss Lady, good to see you here again.
Yeah, I'll be honest too, because being on, one of the things that we like and one of the things that we disliked about MSC is that there is no limit on your drink package. But what you see when there is no limit, there's a lot of long lines, because people are just pounding. But they will give you 2-3 drinks at a time, so you got that going for you too. But a lot of people are sharing their drink package, and that
Yeah. Well, you know what? And it's a good thing you mentioned that, because Joanne just said I get free drinks everywhere on Carnival, but not a huge drinker. So anybody out there, if you go on a cruise with Joanne, become friends with her.
Hook me up.
She's not a huge drinker, and she will buy you free drinks and then just pass them over. I don't know if you'll do that or not, Joanne, but that's the thought that's going through a lot of people's head right now.
I'll tell you what, Coach. The next time I'm in Chicago, if I'm over at the, I usually stay at the Homewood Suites. If you come over during the concierge night, I will buy you free drink. I will buy you drinks all night. At least for 2 hours. 2 hours. I get you drinks for 2 hours at the Homewood.
I was about to say, do they give you free drinks? Is that why I'll get them free? Yeah. All right. Well, but you know what? I'll probably take you up on that anyway. So.
Oh yeah, I'll be up there at some point. It's been a while. I used to travel up there, I don't know, probably once a month. But with my new job, it's kind of slowed down a little bit.
Okay. Well, and Ben, I want to thank Ben. He knows I'm a Cubs fan, so he's got the Cubs update here for me, so I don't even have to check my phone. Cubs are up on the Brewers, and they need this one. We're in the playoff chase. They lost yesterday, so they definitely need to win today. So just become a Braves fan. Yeah, well,
we're in there, baby.
We're not all baseball rich like some people. But the Cubs will have their day. We got a strong farm system.
I'm not. I've told you. Growing up where we grew up, and you get WGN. We all rooted for the Cubs, and we all rooted for the Bulls.
Yeah,
and of course, when I was younger, you had the Bears with Walter Payton and Jim McMahon, and those were good times. The Fridge, that was my guy.
Oh. You know what? You just reminded me here. I have another would you rather. It's not even a would you rather. It's just a question. So we got over 40 people on with us right now. By the way, if our 40 plus people that are online, if you haven't already hit that like button, if you could please hit that like button, that would help out greatly. But for those 40 people out there, what is your favorite NFL team? I know a couple of yours favorite NFL team, but put your favorite NFL team if you are a fan of the NFL. I realize some of you may not even care, but if you're a fan of the NFL, put your favorite team in the comments. And look at that. Moonlight Adventures are Titan fans. We got some Bucks, we got some Dolphins, we got some Texans. And all right, Rick, you're a courageous man admitting the Texans, you know.
So did you hear about the Texans and the Titans are playing this year, and whoever wins gets the rights to the Oilers uniform.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Houston's pumped to get the Oilers back.
That's a joke, right? That's not like a real thing.
Seriously.
Are you serious?
Honest to God, I saw that on a Titans advertisement that they're going to play each other, and I guess whoever wins gets to have the uniform for here on out.
Oh, that's awesome.
The Titans have it now because they were the Tennessee Oilers to begin with, and then
that's like an awesome bet there. Okay, so we got the Titans. A couple Titans. Jason's a Titans fan too. We got Rick, like I said, is the Texans. We got a Dolphins fan. The Dolphins are an up and coming team. Tampa Bay Bucks. I mean, I think your best days are probably behind you, but hey, you got a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. You can't beat that. And then you beat my Raiders in the Super Bowl. So you got a couple Super Bowls there. Sega's a Giants fan, and Giants are up and coming. The Falcons, Bijan Robinson, he was my first round draft pick in my first fantasy football thing. So I'm with you on that. Tim G and I have made a bet. Actually, Tim G messaged me and he said, hey, you want to make a bet? The Raiders are playing the Steelers this year. Let's make a bet on who wins. So we got a little fun bet going there. Miss Lady's a Cowboys fan. The Cowboys just beat my Raiders in the final preseason game. Will G, Raider Nation. That's what I'm talking about. Eric is from Minnesota, and he is a Vikings fan, understandably. We got Cheryl's a Steelers fan. She's supporting her husband. I don't know. Who's more the Steelers fan in that relationship? Is it Tim or is it Cheryl? I'm curious. Let's see. Seahawks. Remember when Bo Jackson ran over Brian Bosworth? I remember that. He was a Raiders.
The boss.
Bruce from Ocean Travel, and Bruce is on right after us. Let's see. Tex, Detroit Lions, followed by Broncos. And the Lions are up and coming. And the Broncos are probably going to get beat by the Raiders in the first week of the season. Sorry about that, Tex. I hope I'm right on that. Let's see. Chicago does have a much larger market than Atlanta. We got another tight. Oh, Jason, you were listed that twice. You're cheating. Together we travel. Commanders, the Washington Commanders, a.k.a. Redskins. Ricky McElroy, Dallas Cowboys. Okay, together we travel, and Ricky, you two don't start fighting now. I know you two don't like each other because of the fan or the teams you root for. Let's see. Oiler uniforms, right. Green Bay Packers. Ben, Green Bay Packers fan. Okay. Sherry's an Eagles fan. So, Sherry, you had an awesome season all the way up until the very end if you were an Eagles fan yesterday. Let's see. And, oh, wow, we still got answers down here. I thought I was done, and I haven't even got to it. So we got some more Cowboys. Bo was a beast. Yes, he was. Okay, now I'm finally caught up.
Bo was probably the only human in human history to break his own hip. Yeah, dude had such cutting power. He broke his own hip.
I mean, he was basically Jim Thorpe, Bo Jackson. I mean, that guy could play baseball at the major league. I know Deion Sanders, you could make that argument for too.
Different animal, though. Different animal.
Yeah, definitely. Bo Jackson, I would have loved to have seen Bo Jackson healthy, and have gotten a full career like in the NFL and Major League Baseball, because that was borderline criminal to a sports fan to see that injury derail his his career path and everything.
You know, today he probably would have been out for a year, had surgery, and came back.
Yeah, with the medical advancements and everything. Yep,
Yeah.
I agree. All right, I got some more easy would you rathers. We got about 10 minutes left here, but those are some good answers. What is going on here, Zoe? Zoe is just chewing on metal for no reason. Okay, here's an easy would you rather. Taco or burrito?
What's that coming out of your Speedo?
Taco or burrito? And I'm going to grab Zoe. I don't know if you all can hear that in the audio or not, but this is what puppies do. They just chew on metal for some reason. There's like this little metal rod under the desk. Say hi to everybody, Zoe. Say hi.
What's up? Her coloring is awesome.
She's got a lot of that. That's the mutt coloring going on there.
They got some cur dog in him.
Yeah, she was.
Pit.
Yeah, she's half pit and half husky.
Ah,
half pit, half.
She's pretty.
Half. Good girl. All right. See what we got here. See if tacos or burritos win. I'm curious about this. All right, we got 2 for tacos, 3 for tacos, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, 4-3, 4-4, 5-4 tacos, 6-4 tacos, 7-4 tacos, 8-4 tacos, 9-4 tacos. We'll count the burrito bowl as a burrito. 9-5 tacos. Moonlight Adventure says it's Tuesday. So I guess that means tacos.
Taco
Tuesday.
Taco.
So, yeah. So tacos wins. Tacos have defeated the burrito. If you ever wanted to know what was more popular, tacos are more popular than burritos. You've gotten your answer here on Coach Cruise today, August 29th, 2023. It's undeniable, and that's the correct answer. Okay, so
Coach Cruisers have spoken.
Yes. All right. Now here's another tough one for you ice cream fans out there.
Oh boy.
Would you prefer a shake or a sundae? A shake or a sundae? What is your choice? Shake or a sundae? Let's see what the answer is.
That's a tough one
here. It is a tough one.
I mean, are we counting like blizzards and cement mixers as sundaes here?
Yeah, that's a threw a wrench into that. Yeah, we can count. Well, no, because you can't suck it through a straw.
Sundaes on top.
Yeah,
you know, the cement mixer.
I think a blizzard's closer to a sundae than it is a.
Yeah,
it's like right in the middle. So we'll say blizzards are eliminated from.
Like a good Culver cement mixer.
All right. Wow. A lot of sundaes. Very few. I thought this was going to be closer. And we got one shake. Rick started off with a shake, then bam, bam, bam. Sunday. Look at all those sundaes. Sunday, fun day. Wow. The Sunday has spoken. The Sunday has spoken. Shake Shack's going to go out of business.
Really?
Well, we got some late shakes going in.
Shake is coming. It's bringing in the rear. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you just saved the Shake Shack franchise there. So right at the end there, we got T-Boat and Shane. No worries, Shane. T-Boat and Ricky. And then who else said Shake? We had another Shake up here. It was Rick. Rick, and then the 2 at the end. Everybody else in between was like Sunday big time. All right. Oh, and Cheryl's a Shake fan. Okay. So we had 4 shakes. So the shake came on strong at the end.
I have no prejudice against either. I'll take whichever one you put in front of me.
Okay. Yeah. I agree. You know what? Steak and Shake had some really, really good shakes. I remember going through the drive-thru when I was in high school, and man, I ordered a shake one time from Steak and Shake, and it was so good. I still remember that shake. All right, now here's a more cruise-related would you rather, and this is a pretty simple one. It's just one or the other. Beach
So I think our votes would have canceled because I'm sure my wife would have said beach.
Oh, okay. I mean, I love catamaran, but if you take me to Grand Turk, I don't have to do anything. You pull me up on the ship, I look out the window, and I'm like, oh, there's a beautiful beach. It's right there. All I have to do is pull out $20-$30, get a couple loungers and an umbrella, order a bucket of beer, and I'm done. That's it.
Good day.
That's all I have to do. And that's a great beach day. So Joanne says both. So yeah, I mean, I love the catamaran, and I hear ripping noises from a puppy, and that's not a good thing. Zoe, come here. There's like ripping noises, and I feel like she's tearing up carpet remnants or something over here. Sit. Okay, relax. Here, we're gonna give you a treat. We're gonna enable you to just not tear up the carpet anymore. Sean says, I love to relax on the catamaran net with a rum punch in hand. Yes, that's a great idea. The rum punch, though, on those catamarans are dangerous. Myself included, along with my sister. If my sister were watching right now, this is a true story. My sister doesn't drink much. And I've never told this story outside of a few people, probably within the family. So I'm sharing this today. And this is what you all get for staying on to the last 3 minutes of the show here. And look at that. Tim G comes in and he gets us. Look at that there. We got 23 through 32. Thank you, sir, Tim. All right. And you know what? We're gonna do a treat for that one since it was in the last 5 minutes. You get a $5 discount on that. And I'll do a shot too, because I want to go into Josh's podcast extra sauced up.
Bring it.
Yeah. So you know what? And we're gonna get real dangerous here. There's just a tiny bit of Buffalo Trace left, maybe like a third of a shot there. And we're gonna open up, Tim, just for you, admin of our Coach Cruz Facebook group, one of our admins. We're gonna open up the smoke wagon and we're gonna blend Buffalo Trace.
Skin that smoke wagon.
Nothing could go wrong with that, right? All right. Tim G. And Zoe, come here. Tim got you a beef stick. Come on. High five for Tim. High five again. All right, there you go.
Smart girl.
All right. So Zoe's taking care of Tim. Very good. Ooh. Yeah, that was a nice blend right there. Okay. All right. Here we go. Sherry says we own 2 boats 3 miles from the ocean. Sherry, I got to come down and visit you and Jay and go out on one of those boats. Catamarans just don't interest me. That's very cool. Yeah. Well, you did too, Sherry. You did too. 33 likes so far. We got 33 likes we got 34 on, so we can get at least one more like. And if there's a few of you that haven't already
Uno mas.
Yeah, hit that like button. As I mentioned, I am going to be going on with Josh in just about a half an hour. He shared the link to the show earlier. He might throw it in there again in the comments there. So if you would like to see me get even more sauced up and answer some questions, I'll probably. Oh, I didn't finish telling my story about my sister and how I got her all messed up. So my sister, Wendy's her name. She's been on here a couple times. She usually jumps in at the end. But I was on this catamaran. It was in St. Kitts, I believe. And it was like one of these catamarans where, you go to this little island. You only have a couple drinks. You do some snorkeling, this and that. And then, but on the way back, it's just, they turn the music up. You're dancing on the catamaran and everything. And, it's just drinks all the way back for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So we made friends with a couple girls on the cruise. And so it was my sister's 50th. And then, we met these young women or whatever. And I told them, I said, hey, I was like, my sister never drinks. Like she'll have like one drink or two. And then she's like, no, or whatever. I'm like, make sure she has some fun, like hand her some extra drinks or whatever. So they did. They like came through in flying colors and they got my sister so wasted. I felt bad because by the end of the cruise, we ended up getting off the ship and you could tell she was already starting to wobble and stumble a little bit. And we stop at this bar, and at that point we're getting her water and this and that, and she's just like head down. And so I got my sister hammered, and I don't regret it because it was a fun time. But I remember walking back, and I'm enjoying this whole moment of seeing my sister, like half drunk or whatever. And one of these young women are like, "You're such a bad brother," scolding me or whatever. And I'm like, what did I do? I didn't mean anything bad by it or whatever. I just, wanted to see my sister have a good time and see her little tanked for once, but I don't think she regretted it too much, but it was a lot of fun. So that is about it. We just ran over our hour, and in less than 30 minutes now, roughly 27 minutes, I'll be going on live with Josh and Moonlight Adventures. And he put the link down there in the description, the description in the comments there. So if you click on that link, you can get access to that show. And so thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, that especially for all of the super chats. We had Joanne, we had Sherry, we had the Carnival Cruise Addicts, we had Rick, we had Tim G. So thank you all so much. And thank you all for watching. It was a fun show. And thank you for interacting on the Would You Rathers and this and that. And thanks for Josh coming on and joining us. And
thanks, everybody. Thanks. Had a good time.
A little bit. All right. So we'll see you all later. And again, thanks so much. Subscribe and like. Take care, everybody.